portion of the news brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
A collaboration between the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, Pinewood Member of Parliament Kaylis Roll, and hotels like the Wyndham Nassau Resort, Sandals Royal Bahamian, and Island Palm have spelled some good news for Pinewood residents.
Charisma Robinson tells us that today they were presented with used furniture from those properties to replace thousands of dollars worth of furniture lost when record rainfall fell in May, leaving flooding conditions.
For some Pinewood Garden flood victims, a mattress to sleep on at night would mean the world.
You know, I have 2 rooms that was damaged intensively, all the furniture lost in 2 bedrooms. And I've seen a lot of people, and I spoke with a lot of people, residents on the phone concerning their furnitures and property that was damaged, and they need the help.
Right now I don't have anything in the house. No drawer, no nothing. Everything was to be. Clothes, shoes, everything. And I got garbage bag in my bedroom.
Residents such as Pastor Shirley Evans and Miriam Wiley are still struggling to get their lives together after losing almost everything in that devastating flood back in May. But thanks to a few local hotels on the island, many people will be able to rebuild. Member of Parliament for the area, Kaylis Roll, and a team from NEMA were able to secure gently used items like bed mattresses, televisions, chairs, tables, dressers, and refrigerators to those impacted, courtesy of the Wyndham Nassau Resort, Sandals Royal Bahamian, and Island Palm.
We know we won't be able to help everyone, but we're taking the steps to ensure that those that can be helped will be helped. And this will be an ongoing effort. We understand the impact the flood had on ordinary residents of Pinewood, and we would like to try and get them back on their feet and bring some sense of normalcy, if I can use that word, back to their homes.
Defense Force officers assisted with the delivery of the furniture Monday.
So we're going to distribute them until everything goes. We're going to firstly go by the list that was done, the assessment that was done by NEMA, and those individuals take first priority because we can verify that damage took place in their home, even though the government put the exigency order in place so that you can bring your replacement items in duty-free. We realize that everyone don't have a job, everyone don't have the financial capability to benefit from that. So the individuals that are most vulnerable are the ones that we are trying to reach first.
And for that, Pinewood residents say they are truly grateful.
I thank God for the MP, that God put it in his heart to bless the people in Pinewood Garden. And I pray more of them would come out to receive the blessing that he received to give to the people.
Charisma Robinson, ZNS Network News.
Well, more strides are being made in the area of telemedicine as local physicians are now being given the opportunity to sharpen their knowledge and skills in cancer and blood disorder diagnosis, particularly in children. It's all being made possible through a partnership with the Sick Kids Foundation, the Public Hospitals Authority, the University of the West Indies, and the Bahamas Telecommunications Company. In fact, BTC pledged $100,000 for the opening of the new telemedicine lecture room in the oncology department at the Princess Margaret Hospital. It'll allow remote physician-patient teleconferencing with physicians in Canada.
Our goal is simple: to close the gap in the assessment and care of children with cancer and serious blood disorders.
Caribbean statistics show that the survival rate for children with cancer is between 50 and 60%. But medical director of the Sick Kids Caribbean Center in Trinidad, Dr. Victor Blanchett, says the aim is to help improve survival. Pediatric oncologist Dr. Kurt Botkin talks about some of the benefits of telehealth.
Reduce waiting time for appointments and overseas travel, because often for families to raise this amount of money to actually travel created a significant delay in instituting treatments that would have been life-saving.
Local physicians have seen an increase in the cases of cancers in children over the last 5 years, and in some cases those children have not survived. In fact, director of the University of West Indies School of Clinical Medicine and Research, Dr. Robin Roberts, tells us that over the last few years, there have been more than a dozen cases of a rare Wilms tumor, a cancer in the kidney. The rate in the past 2 years, he says, has practically exceeded a per capita basis of what's being seen in developed countries.
If you look at the number of cancers that we see in this country, we can now benefit from the experience of some place like Toronto, where they are seeing almost 400 cancers in children a year.
We at BTC recognize that a nation's advancement is through its people. And as a major employer in the Bahamas, BTC is involved in the welfare of many families.
Health Minister Dr. Perry Gomez is proud of the initiative and is optimistic about its future success.
I believe we are unveiling a path to the future, a brighter future where not only our Bahamian islands but our entire world is far more interwoven and jointly resourced.
Testimony continued today in the Kofi Goodman murder trial, with the defense continuing its cross-examination of lead investigator, Assistant Superintendent of Police Bernard Barnaby. Barnaby told jurors that other suspects had been arrested in connection with the Marco Archer case, but had been released due to the lack of evidence. Barnaby also testified that he had not received a report indicating that the DNA of other people had been found on the clothing collected from the crime scene. 38-year-old Kofi Goodman is accused of killing 11-year-old Marco Archer back in September of 2011. Justice Bernard Turner is presiding over the case. 25-year-old Makiko Black, the woman accused of killing her husband, Leonard Black, back on April 19th of 2010, took the witness stand today in her own defense. She told jurors her marriage was marred by constant arguments, fighting, and beatings, which resulted in her seeking medical attention on at least one occasion. Black testified that she and her husband also argued on the day he was killed at their Bonefish Drive apartment, and shortly before the incident happened, she recalled that her husband had gotten a knife from the kitchen and loaded a shotgun they kept in the apartment before sitting on a couch. She said she reached for the gun at the same time he did, and it went off. Prosecutors say Leonard Black sustained a gunshot wound to the face and later died. Justice Vera Watkins is hearing the case.
Coming up in sports, the Jamaican doping scandal sends shockwaves through the region.
And later in Family Island news, we hear the story of a teacher who's taught almost 3 generations of students. You're watching The Bahamas Tonight.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
This is your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm Jimenita Swain. Bahama has announced 2 key promotions at the multi-billion-dollar resort property. Vaughn Roberts will now serve as Senior Vice President of Finance and Corporate Alliances. He will be an integral part of establishing key partnerships and alliances with retail, restaurant, and other groups, in addition to managing financial reporting, planning, and analysis. Jeffrey Ballou is now the Vice President of Project Finance and Procurement. He will be directly responsible for project financial reporting and controls, in addition to project financial forecasting and analysis. Resort officials say both men have demonstrated consistent leadership, good work ethic, and passionate commitment to Bahama. Banker and businessman Barry Malcolm has been appointed Chief Executive Officer of Mango. The appointment marks the launch of a transformative new series that Mango will bring to the market in the upcoming months. Ms. Malcolm says that Mango has already put together a competent team of professionals to answer the demand for efficient and inexpensive mobile money services at a time when greater savings are highly desired. And today is the day that Twinkies are officially back on the market. The delectable yellow sweet treats made by Hostess may be smaller than you remember. The Associated Press is reporting that the cakes are 270 calories and weigh about 77 grams for 2 cakes. The shelf life is also a bit longer, as they say fresh for 45 days instead of 26 days. That was your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm Jimenita Swain.